Hey guys, happy. I'm saying that like I'm starting a trading video. Okay, no. Um, hey guys. So today I'm going to be answering a question about how I set up my charts. I'm gonna start from a fresh chart rather than starting from a chart that's already set. In that way, we can build a chart together. So let's do Tesla. Okay, yeah. So let's start with the empty chart. So when I'm starting from a fresh chart, starting from the very beginning, I like to start on the weekly, and that way I can get as much information as possible. The main thing I want to look for, or the main thing, I like to keep my chart pretty clean. The main thing I want to have are my support and resistance and my trend lines. The trend lines are also used as support and resistance, but it's more so when it comes to the hot, like the market direction, the market structure, if price is moving up or the price is moving down. So starting from a naked chart, the first thing I want to do is add my trend line. So I use the ray feature. I'll start from a low and I'll connect it to the next low, and for the most part it should respect this trend line. And because this is going on YouTube, I'm gonna make it's gonna be a lot more bolder than I usually have it. I usually have it faint, but for the sake of this video, I'm gonna make it bold so we can see it. This will be my first trend line. Now, as you can see, price pushed up and it never came back down to the trend line a few times. So I will add another one. From that last point that touched the trend line, this is the most updated trend line. I'll put it to the most recent or low that still respects this trend line. When I say respects, that means it hasn't broken this trend line. That's what we want. So as this lets me know price is currently moving on up. Boom. Now, as I get into I won't get into that yet. So this lets me know overall price is moving up. Okay, cool. Also, I'm going to add in my horizontal line, and I will mark the highest level. This is the highest price has ever been, and the lowest. And for the sake of this, I'll just put it here. I don't like I don't like to have too many lines, because I want price to be able to breathe. So this is the all-time high, and this is the lowest. I know there's other lows, but the chances of price coming all the way down here, at least anytime soon, is not important. So I will mark this as the low. Okay, cool. Now, while I'm here, I'm going to look for any other areas that stand out to me where price has consolidated. That lets me know that on a higher time frame, this area is important. My bad, I'm fighting a mosquito. I'm outside doing this. Anyways, so yeah, let me hurry up for the AC unit come back on. Please, not right now, mosquito. Anyways, so for example, I see here price is hit here many times, and it's funny because price is actually here again. So this lets me know this area is really important. So I mark it. And since I'm on the weekly, 3 lines is good enough for me. I don't need too many lines. So now let's zoom in. Let's go to the daily. As I zoom in, I'm only considering or focusing on where price has currently been. I don't need to go too far back. So as of here, again, I'm looking for areas where price consolidated. So I see another area right here. Price came, then it broke, came back, tested, fell, came back, fell, came back, broke, came back, couldn't maintain, went back up, broke. So this looks like another area. This is literally how I set my chart up. That's it. That's really all I do. I see another area. Right about here. The more hits, the stronger the area. So boom, 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 boom. Multiple hits. I got an area. And if I really wanted to check to make sure, all I got to do is go back to past data. So I know price haven't been here in a minute. So this is all I have for this line. But let's check this one. We got some more hits. Hasn't been there since. Let's check this one. It's here now. Hit, 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 hit. Hit again. Hit again, hit again, hit again. So that's what I want to see with these red lines. Where does price usually get stuck? Where does price usually consolidate? In that area, near this key level, because like when I go into like the dailies or whatever, I know, okay, price usually struggles in this area, or I know price usually struggles in this area. So I'm gonna be careful in these areas. But I also know another way you can look at it is I know usually when price comes here, buyers step in. But then look, buyers didn't step in here, sellers step in. So it gives you an idea of what usually happens around these areas. It almost helps with the story that it tells. I would even put a line here. And then let's check it. So we have a hit, 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 hit. Another hit. So multiple hits. Price usually consolidates at this level. That's literally how I mark my charts. I do it on a weekly, I do it on a daily, and then by the time I get into, like, let's say I'm done trading for the day, I set up my chart, I'll come back in tomorrow. Tomorrow, my key levels are already set. I'm not looking to create any new key levels. If anything, I'm doing my top-down analysis. I'll start on the daily. So on the daily, zooming out, I see price is currently on a downtrend. So what I'll do, I'll take my ray, the last previous high, and the previous lower high, because I want to make sure the trend line is respected. So this let me know price is currently on a downtrend, even though overall it's on an uptrend. I'll look on my daily. Price is currently price is at this level and trend line. So what I would want to either see is price bounce back up or price break this trend line. If it breaks, that means we have sales and we have room to here. But then I would go back and check what usually happens in this area. Now I'll see. Buyers usually step in here, and sellers usually can't maintain. So yeah, that's literally how I'll set my chart up. I wouldn't add anything else until price has shown me, hey, this is a level where we struggle at. Until then, I would keep it spacious like this, and I would start using my trend lines for breaker structures that has to do with the current day. In that way, again, I'm letting price breathe. So I would do it like that. But yeah, for the most part, that's how I set up my chart. I use my trend lines and I use my key levels. And my key levels act as support and resistance levels. So resistance is the ceiling, support is the floor. Usually when price hit the floor, buyers step in, and usually when price hit the ceiling, sellers step in. That's what's supposed to happen. Does that always happen? No, but that's why we have it. So we know, okay, usually at this price, sellers step in, or at this price, buyers step in. So that's it. I'm gonna keep it short, simple, and sweet. If you have any more questions outside of that, let me know. But don't overthink it. You don't need too many lines. Like if we go to my chart that I do every day, it's gonna look like a lot, but when I zoom in, it's not a lot. So I've been doing this chart for over a year, so that's why it has all these lines. But if you look at the numbers aren't that close. We got 25,400 and then 25,900. That's almost 500 points where there's no line. So when I zoom in, because you see my trend lines, they're respected. I'll start on the daily for the market structure. Price is still on a downtrend currently. Overall, it's on an uptrend. I'll go down to my 4-hour. As you can see, ooh, I gotta tell them we got the breaker structure. No, we didn't. Let me leave this chart alone. Anyways, what was I finna say? Oh yes, as you can see, we hit this trend line. Buyer stepped in. As you can see, we hit this key level. Buyer stepped in. So that's usually how it works. We hit this zone, this daily demand zone. Buyer stepped in. So it's telling us all the same thing. At this level in this area, buyers step in, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah. The lines that are faint are the ones that I'm not too worried about right now. This one I would be, because price is moving on up, so I would just make it brighter so I know this is the area we're paying attention to. Anything that's not important, I kind of fade it out just so my eyes can focus on what's important. But that's it. That is usually it. And you can even check my lines. So let's get on to the 1 hour. This lets me know this area, price, seller stepping, seller stepping, seller stepping, seller stepping, seller. Literally, that's what it's telling me. This is a resistance. So every time price hit the resistance, seller stepped in, right? But then buyers broke through this resistance, and now it's testing this resistance for support. So now this is trying to become a floor, or it has become a floor, because sellers haven't been able to push price back below this level. So now, quote unquote, because I don't do 100% probability, when price comes here now, since it's support, buyers step in. And if we zoom back, that's what used to happen at this level. Let's zoom back. Yep, buyers step in. So that's how I use it. That's how I set my chart up. That's how I use my trend lines. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there once again, because this was just supposed to be how I set up my chart. You look for your trend lines, which way price is moving, which direction price is moving in. If it's moving up, you put the trend line underneath. If it's moving down, you put the trend line on top. And then you put your key levels in areas where price is consolidating. I do it on the weekly and I do it on the daily. And I just put my lines in areas price is consolidating. As you zoom in, you'll get more information, and that's where you'll get the other lines in between, because they are important once you zoom in, especially as day traders. So don't let the line scare you. As you can see, I have it at 28,000, and then I have it at 28,500. That's 500 points. Same here. 28,000, 27,500, 500 points. Next one is until 26, that's 1,000 points. So don't get too, freaked out if your lines look close when you're zoomed out, because once you zoom in, it's not close at all. So I hope that helps. Bye.